You were at P&G a long time.
33 years almost.
Yeah. How did you, between the time you started and the time you left, how would you characterize the chief evolution of the company? How was it different when you left from what it was when you came in?
All of the management looked like me, white American male. Today the company looks like this audience, okay? More than half the management is, doesn't carry a US passport. I was telling the group earlier, we lowered the median age of the management by more than a decade by simply moving aggressively into emerging markets and by moving into the beauty and personal care industries, which are much younger industries than the industries that we were in. So the net of it is, global markets are important because you have to, and our business is driven by demographics and economics. You have to go where the babies are born, where the households form, where the incomes are rising, and where the economies are growing. And they're growing a lot faster outside the US, and they're growing a lot faster, particularly in emerging markets. Second thing is, we learned that our brands are globalizable. We learned that a lot of consumer needs and wants are quite similar. Habits and practices may be different, but needs and wants are actually quite similar for household products and personal care products. And we learned that we could innovate successfully around the world. And we now have major, innovation centers in all the major regions of the world. So, yeah, global markets are really important.
Has it been harder to spread these common values or enforce this integrity standards? Has the leadership of the company and the company itself has become more geographically diverse? Does integrity mean the same thing in all?
Yeah, it's the basic human values transcend cultures and countries and races and religions and languages, but you do have to have the discussion about what does it mean. And some cultures need, how shall I say, more precision, okay, would prefer, we don't have any policies about integrity, but everybody knows integrity means doing the right thing. Yeah. So we try to build on the strengths of each culture, but we try to build on the strengths of each culture around a common purpose and around a common set of values. And yeah, it probably is a little more work with a highly diversified company, but I think the benefits are you get the richness of experience, the richness of background, and frankly, if you're going to be an innovative company, you've got to have the diversity or you won't get the innovation.
Yeah. You've expressed some strong views about executive compensation. Could you share some of those views?
Yeah, I think the simplest way to think about it is they ought to be fair and reasonable. They ought to be performance-based. You ought to be paid over time, and you ought to be paid like an owner. So that means that probably 90 to 95% of everything I earned in 33 years at P&G will be paid to me over the next 15 years in some form of P&G equity. So I'm very much dependent on how well the company does over time. So I'm not managing for the quarter, I'm not managing for the year, I'm managing for the institution to succeed, long after I'm gone. And that's the same way, everybody on the team managed.
Yeah.